Episode 106 of Renegade Immortal opens with the grand occasion of Tian Yunzi's millennial birthday banquet, an event that gathered the most powerful cultivators, sect leaders, and countless disciples across the Alliance Star region. The atmosphere was majestic and overwhelming, as if heaven and earth themselves were honoring Tian Yunzi's existence. The banquet had already been filled with battles, schemes, and shocking developments, but now it was about to reach an even more astonishing climax. Among the cultivators in attendance, one figure drew particular attention: Wang Lin. He had already caused a storm by defeating and killing his second senior brother, Zhou Wan, clashing violently with his eldest senior brother, Zhao Xinmeng, and later defeating his fourth senior sister, Zhao Xinmeng, in a fierce battle. Wang Lin's strength, his ferocity, and his determination had deeply impressed the audience. Yet despite his brilliance, the road ahead was not easy. The competition for the title of Tian Yunzi's 7 Sons of Heavenly Destiny was brutal. These titles were not mere honors. They symbolized status, resources, and the recognition of Tian Yunzi himself. Every sect desperately wanted their disciples to hold these seats, for it meant rising influence across the entire Alliance Star region. Wang Lin fought with everything he had, but against his 6th senior brother Chen Tao, who had already stepped into the mid-primordial realm, Wang Lin's cultivation was not enough. His determination and the forbidden techniques he unleashed earned respect, but in the end he fell short. And so the honor of becoming one of Tian Yunzi's 7 sons slipped away from his grasp. Still, defeat did not diminish Wang Lin's reputation. On the contrary, his ability to contend head-on with someone so far above him, despite still being only in the mid-stage of infant transformation, left countless cultivators in shock. For many, Wang Lin had already proven himself as someone destined to shake the heavens in the future. As the battles settled and the disciples of the 7 sects took their places, the true highlight of the banquet arrived. The day of Tian Yunzi's sermon had come. The Tianyun sect's mountain peaks resounded with the voices of disciples and elders, as everyone knelt or bowed in respect. The heavens themselves seemed to respond as Tian Yunzi emerged. His figure radiated an aura so overwhelming that even Nirvana shattering experts could not help but bow their heads. 1,000 voices cried out in unison, "Welcome, First Ancestor! Welcome, Master!" This was no ordinary master. Tian Yunzi stood at the very peak of the cultivation world in the Alliance Star region, and his every word, his every movement carried unimaginable weight. His sermon, held only once every 1,000 years, was a rare chance for countless cultivators to glimpse truths that could transform their cultivation paths forever. Not only disciples, but also wandering cultivators, rogue experts, and representatives from major factions had come. Even Elder Sun from the Cultivation Alliance made a special appearance, showing just how highly Tian Yunzi was respected across the Alliance. As he sat upon his golden seat, spiritual energy in the surroundings surged and condensed, forming divine patterns that seemed to ripple across the sky. Tian Yunzi's words began to flow like the river of heaven. He spoke of the path of cultivation, of the unity of heaven and earth, and of the mysterious cycles of reincarnation. Each word struck deep into the souls of the listeners, as though unraveling the knots in their cultivation hearts. For many younger disciples, this was the opportunity of a lifetime. For veterans and elders, even one phrase might unlock a higher level of understanding. But what everyone awaited most was not merely his words. It was the demonstration of the Hidden Immortal Technique, a true mid-grade immortal art. Since the collapse of the Immortal Realm, authentic immortal techniques had nearly vanished from the world. Most of what remained were incomplete imitations, watered down over countless generations. But Tian Yunzi's Hidden Immortal Technique was genuine. To witness such a technique firsthand was priceless, and could even spark enlightenment that would take a cultivator's strength to a new realm. The mountain trembled, the skies quaked, and anticipation filled the air. But just as Tian Yunzi prepared to unleash his immortal art, a terrifying aura descended. From the horizon came tens of thousands of sword lights, streaking across the heavens like a storm of blades. At their forefront was a figure known across the Alliance for his ruthlessness and his supremacy with the sword: Ling Tianhu, the sword master of the Daluo Sword Sect. Ling Tianhou's arrival immediately threw the banquet into turmoil. The Daluo Sword Sect was the only sect capable of standing toe-to-toe with the Tianyun sect, and their leader was Tian Yunzi's greatest rival. Both men had reached the realm of nirvana shattering, and their confrontations were legendary. For him to arrive here at such a sensitive moment could only mean trouble. Though his words claimed he was here to offer congratulations, the killing intent in his aura and the aggressive posture of his tens of thousands of disciples told a different story. The cultivators present immediately understood. This was no celebration. This was a challenge, a humiliation aimed directly at Tian Yunzi. Tian Yunzi, however, did not lose his composure. With the calm of someone who had stood at the peak for centuries, he looked at Ling Tianhu and smiled faintly. He understood his rival's intentions perfectly. Ling Tianhu had come to disrupt his sermon and diminish his prestige. But Tian Yunzi was not someone who could be easily shaken. Instead, he decided to turn the situation into an opportunity. If Ling Tianhou had brought so many disciples, then why not use them as the medium for his Hidden Immortal Technique? With a wave of his sleeve, Tian Yunzi's immortal power surged forth, filling the heavens with radiant light. He activated the Hidden Immortal Technique, and in an instant, a vast otherworldly vortex opened in the sky. Before the stunned eyes of all present, tens of thousands of disciples from the Daluo Sword Sect were swept into the vortex, vanishing without a trace. The crowd erupted into chaos. Gasps and cries echoed across the mountain. The Hidden Immortal Technique was originally meant to guide lower realm cultivators into ascension, but with the Immortal Realm shattered, no one knew where those disciples had gone. Had they been destroyed or teleported to some unknown dimension? Ling Tianhu's face twisted with rage, his sword aura boiling like a storm ready to annihilate the heavens. But before he could act, Tian Yunzi calmly declared that the disciples would return safely in 3 days' time. His words carried such weight and confidence that Ling Tianhu could only grit his teeth in frustration. To make a move here, before so many cultivators, would mean starting an all-out war between the two greatest sects of Tianyun Star, a price even he could not afford to pay. Suppressing his fury, Ling Tianhu stepped back, his cold eyes never leaving Tian Yunzi. The rivalry between them had just escalated, and the entire Alliance Star region could feel the storm that was brewing. With Ling Tianhu forced into silence, the banquet continued, and the competition for the 7 sons of Tianyun reached its final stage. The battles among the sects were fierce, and the pressure immense. For the Purple Sect, Bai Wei was the first to withdraw. Zhao Xinmeng, despite her earlier battles, also showed no desire to compete. That left only Wang Lin. Though he was already injured from his duel with Chen Tao, Tian Yunzi himself advised Wang Lin not to retreat. The Tianyun sect valued courage, and a disciple who backed down without fighting would never be truly accepted. Thus Wang Lin stepped forward once more. With Situ Nan's 3 forbidden killing techniques in his arsenal and the strength of a mid-infant transformation cultivator, he fought with everything he had. Against Zhao Xinmeng, he won decisively. She acknowledged his strength and quietly conceded. But just as victory seemed within reach, Chen Tao returned. Having secluded himself for years after his earlier defeat, Chen Tao re-emerged with arrogance burning in his eyes. He dismissed Wang Lin outright, declaring that someone like him was unworthy to inherit the Purple Sect's legacy. Enraged, Wang Lin accepted the challenge. The two clashed with earth-shaking force. Wang Lin unleashed Situ Nan's killing moves, summoned the Thunder Beast from the Shooting God Chariot, and finally, with blood pouring from his body, struck with the Yellow Spring Finger, his deadliest technique. The battle shook the heavens, and for a moment it seemed Wang Lin might break through the gap between them. But Chen Tao was too strong. With the cultivation of a mid-stage Primordial Realm expert, he endured Wang Lin's assault, forced him back, and claimed victory. Wang Lin, battered and bloodied, conceded. Yet in defeat, he stood taller than ever. His performance had earned the respect of the entire Tianyun Star. To battle a primordial expert at his level and remain unbroken was an achievement few could match. Ultimately, Chen Tao was crowned as the 7th son of the Purple lineage, but Wang Lin's name spread like wildfire. Cultivators across Tianyun Star and even on surrounding planets now knew of him. They knew the name of the young cultivator who dared to challenge the heavens, Wang Lin of the Purple Sect. And so, Episode 106 closes with triumph, defeat, and the heavy foreshadowing of storms yet to come. Wang Lin had missed the title of Tian Yunzi's 7 sons, but his journey was far from over. His strength, his ferocity, and his indomitable will had been witnessed by all, and the path ahead promised even greater challenges and greater glory. And that wraps up episode 106 of Renegade Immortal. Even though Wang Lin failed to seize the title of Tian Yunzi's 7 sons, his name has already shaken the entire Tianyun Star. From killing his enemies to standing against Chen Tao with unyielding will, Wang Lin has proven that defeat does not mean weakness. It is only the beginning of something far greater. With Sword Master Ling Tianhou's arrival and the looming rivalry between the Daluo Sword Sect and Tianyun Sect, the storms of the Alliance Star region are only just beginning. If you enjoyed this deep dive narration, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss the next chapter of Wang Lin's incredible journey. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Wang Lin will one day surpass Chen Tao and shock Tian Yunzi himself? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.